things here may be changing because President Trump has been leading national poll after national poll over President Biden for the last couple of weeks, but not in this one.
No, not in this one, Doocy. The trends are changing, and some recent polls do have a little bit of good news for Donald Trump, but also just clobbers him with a 1-2 punch of bad news across a number of different areas. And not only punches, there's a kidney punch in there too, so stay tuned for that. But I'm gonna break it down for you. Much of this information that we'll be discussing comes out of the latest Quinnipiac poll, which is a very reputable pollster that does a lot of tracking. So we not only have sort of like a snapshot of what's going on in this race, but we can compare it to where we've been, and that's where some of the most fascinating information comes. We're gonna start off with the first punch. Trump has fallen behind Joe Biden in national polling, at least as of this point amongst registered voters. Joe Biden is now up by 6 points, 50 to 44. Back in December, in the same poll, he had a 1-point lead. And the thing is, obviously, there's always a bit of a gap between what registered voter polling can tell us versus likely voter polling can tell us. Maybe if you're up by 1 point in registered voters, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're leading. But if you can grow that by 5 points in 1 month, then that is significant. And it makes you wonder, where is this movement coming from? And that is maybe my favorite part of this. So this is punch number 2 to Donald Trump. Joe Biden is getting stronger among women voters in this poll, leading his predecessor 58 to 36. Now, back in December, he was already leading amongst women 53 to 41, but that is that's like a 10-point swing inside of a month, which begs the question, why? Why would so much movement happen in this one demographic group in just a month? Well, I don't know for sure, but I do know what happened in that month, and that is the E. Jean Carroll verdict came out. And so it might be that E. Jean Carroll has costed Donald Trump not just $83.3 million, but maybe some swing states, maybe the election. I want to go to you, Yas. What do you think about these polling results?
Yeah, I mean, it's very promising, of course. I wonder about your theory, though, that it's coming from the E. Jean Carroll defamation case, because it was already ruled, I think it was last year, that he did, sexually assault E. Jean Carroll. That was from last year. So what the verdict that we just got here was that he kept defaming her after that, the result of that previous one. So I feel like, it should have swung the other way a long time ago, but maybe this most recent trial and the $83 million fine or penalty, maybe that's just bringing it all back up into the forefront. And especially now in 2024, more people are starting to pay attention to these two candidates because the election is closer. So last year, 2023, who cares what happened in 2023, but this is 2024. It's very different. We're in an election year now, so things are gonna get a little bit heavier.
Yeah, honestly, who cares about last year? Like, there was no real news. We were just, treading water, but no, I'm kidding. Yes, I do think that we've expected that people would start paying more attention. It is possible that that's what it is. I think the $83.3 million makes it way more real.
Oh yeah.
Like, you can debate, I guess, I don't know why you would, but you could debate, well, they say that he did this thing, but like, he $83.3 million did that thing. And that, I think, breaks through. That is a headline for you. But I would like to throw out one other possibility. And I know nobody wants me to bring up this topic. I mean, they've been attacking Taylor Swift a lot for like a good solid week and a half now. Yeah. There's a lot of women who are Swifties. Is it possible that that's contributing to this? Maybe it's a two-hander. Maybe it's E. Jean Carroll and Taylor Swift teaming up like the Avengers.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a lot of things. And we've seen that happen, over the course of, several elections that we've covered here on the show. We see a lot of little things add up to create big results, right? Because you never know what one thing is gonna get this one voter to switch their vote from one candidate to the other. And sometimes it is something as inconsequential as, what, he's saying a lot of things about Taylor Swift and I don't like that. What kind of person would say these kind of things about someone like that? And then they say, I'm not gonna vote for him. Everybody has their own triggers, and it's kind of unpredictable to determine what it's gonna be for any one person.
100%. Well, it isn't just women that are contributing to this newfound strength for Joe Biden. Biden also leads Trump among independents 52 to 40. So that's your second punch right there. And the expectation is that, like, we can look at the E. Jean Carroll verdict and think that that might hurt him amongst some groups, particularly women. That would seem to make sense. But the idea is that among independents, all of this legal stuff is going to hurt him. All of the people who are like, I don't really have a super strong identification with either of the parties or either of the candidates, but like one guy is just constantly having bad legal news come out. Do I really want to get back into that? That's an as yet not thoroughly tested hypothesis, but it's one of the going hypotheses for this election. And right now he's got a 12-point lead. I mean, obviously Biden would like to see that higher. And I want to be fair. I want to acknowledge where Trump has strength while acknowledging where men apparently have weakness, because men backed Trump 53-42, marginally more, slightly more than they did back in December. So the fact that he has grown his strength among men after the $83.3 million verdict says a lot. I don't think any of it is good about men, but that's what's out there. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.